Welcome to the Steve Wilmot Show with the Chamonix Redskins head coach Steve Wilmot. I'm Sean Lerman. The Redskins now 3-2 on the season after falling to Penridge 17-7 over the weekend. And coach, now coming off a tough loss against Penridge, but I thought it was a physical game, and I thought the team played pretty well, even despite the loss.
Yeah, not good enough. Penridge was tough. They played us tough. I think they had a good plan for us. Coach Hollenbach from Penridge is a good football coach. He's been doing it for a long time. You could easily see what their game plan was, take away our run. We had that interception early that kind of took us out of our game plan a little bit there too. We just couldn't get our base stuff established that we wanted to get established. When we got a little momentum going in the second half, we had that key fumble that really hurt us. So I'm gonna have to say, turnovers in general really hurt us. I put it on me. I called the plays. I think our defense battled pretty good. I think we held a pretty good offense in check. I think they just kind of wore us down there in the end.
Yeah, you look at a lot of rushing yards total allowed, but they ran the ball 44 times in the game, only 3.6 yards per run for them. I know the defensive line, it seemed like had a pretty good game. Harmon Yolarte in particular, I was very impressed by. He was getting into the backfield a lot, really causing a lot of havoc on the defensive line.
Yeah, Harmon's a very good player, and he's done a real good job for us all year. I think across the board, I think there were a lot of very good efforts on defense. Unfortunately, but I guess the stat of the day, would be, time of possession, and they kind of have a lot more possession time than we did. Again, that's shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit with some turnovers, but there was also some 3 and outs in there, and Penridge had a good plan, and unfortunately we just couldn't get anything rolling.
On that offensive side of the ball for you guys, anything positive that you take out of it, things that you can work on, build on a little bit moving forward?
Denzel had a nice catch there in the second half, and and then when we hit Zach on the slant route, I thought we had things rolling, and I was ready to call another pass. I just wanted to pound one run up in there, and then keep them back a little bit, and unfortunately that one run there turned into a fumble. There was a miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. The quarterback had an option to pull the ball. Running back thought he was pulling the ball, and it was unfortunate again. And then things got a little crazy at the end. But we won for it on 4th down. We didn't get it. I guess that's on me. But overall, it's very disappointing. It's kind of a soul-searching week for us, and we have no choice but to get back on track against Central Buck South.
And one of the nice things, it's still early in the season, a lot of time left this year, still a lot of games within the Suburban 1 League to play, so a loss is always tough for the team, but the guys seem to have handled it pretty well. I'm sure that they'll be ready to go against CB South, which we will preview when we come back here on the Steve Wilmot Show. It's Chamonix and CB South in action on Friday at 7 p.m. We'll have some preview of that game after this.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go for the best deals in Bucks County for all your new pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs. Go to Faulkner Auto Group. It's always Faulkner, to be sure. Go online to faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, it's Faulkner, to be sure, for all your new cars or trucks. 4427 Street Road in Trevose. Faulkner, to be sure.
Hi, Merrill Reese to tell you about our good friends at the Revere Ristorante Italiano in nearby Ewing Township at 802 River Road. I can tell you that from South Philadelphia to New York's Mulberry Street, There's no better Italian cuisine than that served at the Revere. Start your meal with one of their great appetizers or salads. Entrees include outstanding veal dishes, fresh seafood daily, excellent steaks and chops, homemade pasta dishes, daily specials, and much more. You can also enjoy their bar area, where on most weekends, entertainment is offered. The Revere also does off-premise catering and can accommodate private parties for any affair, including business functions. Call the Revere Ristorante Italiano for more information and reservations at 609-882-6365. 882-6365. The Revere Ristorante Italiano open Monday through Friday for lunch and 7 days for dinner at 802 River Road, right off the Wilbertha Road exit on Route 29 in nearby Ewing Township.
Don't forget, if you miss any of your local high school sports action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at thetrentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
Welcome back to the Steve Wilmot Show with the Chamonix Redskins head coach Steve Wilmot. I'm Sean Lerman. This show presented by Aria Health. And the Redskins, a loss last week, but I think you ask any coach, it's all about the next week now. Moving on to the next game, and it's another road contest at CB South. A solid football team. They've had some bumps in the road. They're 2-4 on the season coming into this game. Coach, as far as what you see out of their defense, what's their base set?
Their base set is a 4-3 defense. They'll move linebackers up, and they can easily change that to a 5-2. They're a little limited on what the coverages they do. They like to run a cover 3, but they'll kind of really bring that guy in the box. So, it'll be another week where we see 8 defenders in the box. We're used to it, and hopefully we'll have a nice solid plan against it, and we'll have some nice solid throws to help keep them out of the box. And it just comes down to running our base offense. There's no gimmicks or anything like that. I mean, we want to establish the run first, and let Mason do his thing with his good receivers second.
All right, now when you mentioned that 4-3 defense, and they'll put 8 guys in the box quite a bit, so that's something that the guys seem to be pretty familiar with now. It's something you've seen a fair bit this year. They want to dare you guys to use those good receivers that you have. So anybody in particular that you need to step up big in this game that you want to see really burst out?
I think all 4, including the tight end, they all have different passes in for them this week. It just comes down to what the defense has given us, and we'll get the ball out to them. On any given week, I mean, anyone can turn hot on any given week. I mean, you saw Denzel on that one play last week. You've seen good stuff from Zach. You've seen good stuff from Jack Spangler, and Billy Ritchie had a nice catch and run this past week. So, it's not a matter of stepping up. I mean, those guys have been doing it all year. It's a matter of our line protected and Mason making the right reads and getting the ball out.
On the other side of the ball, I know you spend the majority of your time looking at the other team's defenses. You're an offensive coach. So, but what do you expect to see from them as far as their base set offensively?
Their base set offense, they run a pistol offense, much like us. Their base set, they don't run a tight end, so they run 2 wide receivers on one side, 1 on the other, and then 2 backs in the backfield. They have run game out of it, counter fullback where they're pulling a guard and pulling the fullback under through, and the quarterback will run it, or the running back will run it, much like kind of we do a little bit. And, then of course they like to throw it also.
It seems like they run the ball probably a little bit more than they throw, but they're not afraid to drop back and pass. So it should be a pretty interesting matchup, I think, this week between Chamonix and CB South. You and I were talking before the show today about CB South's former running back, Josh Adams, got a little action in the Notre Dame game this week. So that was a big loss for them coming into the season, but it should be a pretty good game. Before we get going, I do want to talk about something that we haven't really gotten a chance to bring up yet, and that's the assistant coaches for this Chamonix team. These are guys that never get enough credit, except for when things seem to go wrong. But you've been working with a lot of these guys for a long time. If you can just speak to what some of the assistants do to help out this program.
Well, on the offensive side, we have Kevin Kelly, who has a lot of head coaching experience at Comwell Egan and Ben Salem. So he works with our quarterbacks and our tailback. Eric Pedersen, who was on our championship team in 2001, played the following year, 2002, which was also a playoff team. Graduated from the Chamois 2003. He's been working with our H-backs and our tight ends. Coach Jones, Ray Jones, he works with me with the offensive line. He's been here since probably 1999, so I can, whatever the subtraction is there. So he is very familiar with the Chamois. And on offense, we also have a guy who graduated 2009, Charlie Monterella, who was our quarterback here. Now we're glad to have him back. He's doing a nice job with the wide receivers, but he's also doing a real good job relating with the kids. On the defensive side, it's kind of been the status quo now for the last couple of years. We have Coach French and Weidenball, who are the co-defensive coordinators. Coach Weidenball, he sets the coverages, and Coach French, he sets the fronts. Tom Coates, who's our defensive line coach, again a former head coach at Council Rock North, and Coach Ferreira, he coaches our outside linebackers. Again, he's been here for 10, 11 years and has definitely been a mainstay. And then we have a couple other younger kids helping us out, but that's the mainstay. And I'm definitely lucky to have the assistant coaches that I have.
Yeah, I've gotten to talk with quite a few of them over the last couple of years, and it's a great group of coaches. They work well with the kids, and certainly a good group, and fortunate for the Chamois to have them around.
Yep.
Well, that'll do it for the Steve Wilmot Show this week. Remember, you can tune in to WBCD1490.com Friday at 6:45 p.m. as the Redskins will travel to CB South in a big Suburban 1 League matchup. Should be a good game, Coach.